Welcome back, Interior Sports fans. It's time for your Saturday Sportscast. The Ice Dogs came into Friday night's opener in the Midwest Division Finals, just one series away from making the NAHL's Final Four. But the defending Robertson Cup champions, the Minnesota Wilderness, stand in their way. In the first period, the Ice Dogs were rewarded for their hard-working efforts as Reiner Gorowski finds Logan Coombs, who then feeds a wide-open Todd Burgess in the slot, and he does the rest. The best line in the league connects at the 9-on-1 mark, drawing first blood in the series, and the home team leads 1-0 after the first period. The second period went scoreless. Gavin Nieto had some outstanding saves for the Dogs to protect their 1-0 lead. He finished with 19 saves. The Minnesota Wilderness would tie the game in the third period. Kobe Bender's greasy goal gets under Nieto's pad, and it's 1-1. That would be enough to force overtime, but the extra period didn't last long. The final play comes at the 6:08 mark. Ryan Kiro collects the puck from Josef Ingman, and he feeds it to Mitchell Bauman for the game winner. Bauman's first goal of the postseason lifts Fairbanks to a 2-1 overtime victory over the Wilderness, and they lead the best-of-5 series 1-0. It's the Ice Dogs' first Division Finals win in 2 years.
Back and forth kind of game, and we were ready to go into OT, and we wanted to win, and Kiro dished it to me, just put it on net. Anything can happen in playoff hockey. It was amazing. All the guys just loved it. I loved it. It was just an awesome feeling. It doesn't get any better than that. We had to win every little battle. I mean, if you don't, that's an opportunity for them to capitalize. So, we really had to stay focused and get out there, go to work, and do our job.
Staying in the hockey world, the Alaska Nanooks announced that 5 players signed to the hockey program. Friday, UAF Hockey officially welcomed 3 forwards and 2 defensemen. Forward Kyler Hope out of Lashburn, Saskatchewan, put up 74 points in 58 games this season, and he scored 24 points in the playoffs for West Kelowna in the BCHL. Defenseman Danny Corrali from Glendale, Arizona, posted 40 points this year and led all NAHL D-men with 12 goals. He was all South Division for the Odessa Jackalopes. Fellow defenseman James Leduce out of Freeland, Michigan, was the NAHL Central Division D-Man of the Year for the Minot Montoros. He tallied 35 points and 10 goals in 56 games. Colton Leiter, a 6'1", 200-pound forward from Edmonton, Alberta, scored 55 points in 57 games for Spruce Grove in the AJHL. He's also won 2 league titles. Finally, Kyle Marino from Niagara Falls, Ontario, rounds out the signees. He's a 6'2", 220-pound forward. He scored 33 points in 57 games for West Kelowna and had 10 points in the playoffs. Marino and Hope won the first BCHL title for their team last weekend. Alaska's recruiting class now jumps to 11 players. Check out the full list in this story on the sports page of webcenter11.com. This weekend is the start of the 2016 track and field season, and some teams are out to prove a point. Today was the second day of the first all-schools track and field meet of the year. On the track in the 4x2 girls relays, the Allison Ravens, they took second place behind West Valley with an unofficial time of 1 minute 55 seconds in the second heat. West Valley won that in 1:51. For Allison, that's a personal best for the young quartet. They have 3 sophomores and a freshman. On the boys' side, West Valley's Joshua Cummings, Bones Joyner, Micah Banks, and Cornelius Mingle Jr. aim to defend West Valley's 4x2 relay state title. Today, they outran one of the favorites in the Colony Knights with an unofficial time of 1 minute 31 seconds.
Well, coming in, we knew that Colony had the best time overall out of everyone on the 4x2, so, we wanted to set the tone for the rest of the track season and put ourselves up there and let everyone know that we're here to win state again and we don't plan on losing.
I think we have a good group of girls this year, and for them being so young and then coming out here and, getting second place, amongst all these schools and whatnot, I think they had strong handoffs, they ran well, and I think they have a good connection between all of them. I think we can make a state again, and hopefully, we can perform as good as last year.
2 undefeated teams met for the first time on Friday night in softball. The 3-0 Monroe Rams and the 2-0 Hutchinson Hawks were in action at the South Davis Fields. The Hawks got off to a hot start with a 4-0 lead. Their lead would increase with more with 3 more runs in the second inning. Riley Jacobs finished 2 for 2 with a couple of RBIs. Kelsey Huntington, she drove in 2 runs for the Hawks as well. The Rams would get 1 on the board, but that's all they would get. Is Kimmy Duffield would allow just 1 run. She had 9 strikeouts in a complete game for the Hutchinson Hawks, and they won 9-1, handing Monroe their first loss while improving to 3-0. In Anchorage today, both West Valley soccer teams suffered their first losses of the year in a rematch of last year's girls' state final. South Anchorage wins 2-0 over the Pack, and in the boys' game, South scored 4 times in the first half en route to a 4-0 win. It's the first time both West Valley teams have been shut out this year. On Friday, the Lathrop and North Pole girls, they tied in their last 4 meetings, but North Pole, they win on Friday 2-0, powered by Kaylin Hylinkins 2 goals and Lindsay Damels 2 assists. The Lathrop boys, they rolled to a 6-0 win over Monroe. Reed Thomas scored 4 times for the Malamutes in the win. In North Pole, they hold off Allison for a 3-1 victory. There was also baseball action in the interior on Friday night. A big run sealed the deal for one team. Out at Marlin Field, West Valley took on the Hutchinson Hawks. Garrison Poland, he makes a play for the Hawks right here. His triple drove in a run for Hutch. That makes it a 5-2 game in favor of West Valley in the top of the 4th inning. Hutch trying to come back. The Wolfpack would respond, though, by scoring 7 unanswered runs. Dylan Harpole led the Pack with 3 hits, and Rudy Moretz got the win on the bump as the Wolfpack, they go on to win this one 12-2 in 5 innings over Hutchinson. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Thanks for watching. Katie Looper is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next weekend.